What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another amazing episode of your favorite podcast, Real Talk Atlanta. We are your hosts, River the Realtor,
Nika W,
Taisha Renee,
and I'm Ashley LeRae.
And y'all, I am super excited to be back right now.
I know.
We've been out for a minute. I mean, y'all don't know that.
We're on a mini vacation, low key.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all don't know that, but we've been gone. And I missed y'all.
I miss you. You got your Renaissance sweater on.
Yes.
Paris. She want the world to know she been to Paris.
Let's get into the merch. You cannot get this unless you went overseas,
Not
ladies.
the merch.
See you in August.
So many people went to Paris.
I know.
I was actually-
Why did everybody decide to go to
I
Paris?
was very
It was
surprised
cheaper.
at the amount of Americans that I did.
I love
bump
seeing the black
into.
girls.
I love it.
It was one of my friends. She ended up at the same hotel as us. She lived in Atlanta too. We went to college together. She was in the same
Was it
hotel.
the extra girl that was with y'all?
No, she went with us, but I'm saying we bumped into somebody we knew in our hotel. We went to college with her. It was crazy. So
That's fun.
anyway,
I love that.
I didn't get that memo. It must have was a memo that went out.
all the alien superstars was in the building. Okay, it was a mess, and I love it. So I think that's a good segue into peaks and pits. Obviously, my peak is that I just got back from Europe. I want to go see Beyonce.
Period.
I feel
We love
changed.
it.
Like,
Not changed.
And it's so funny because Blue Ivy has been performing at the shows. And the day we went, I have got on Instagram like, you know what, Blue, don't even come today. Beyonce's firstborn will be there. Me.
Blue
She
really
already
did
said,
not come. Blue was that she
the
performed.
only show she did not come to was the one that we went to. I promise
wow.
you.
She saw
You
your
spoke,
page.
yeah.
And my
she
friends
saw
was
that.
all like,
You did that.
She
Yeah.
saw that. She saw that post.
Sorry, sis. I'll see you in Atlanta though. So that's definitely my peak. It was an amazing trip. My pit is
You're back.
I'm just trying to get back into the groove. It was an 8-hour time difference. I feel like I'm not here when I'm here. I'm all over the place.
This was the first time you were texting us back, like around the time I'm up.
Ashley get up at like 4 a.m. But the only reason I was
And then
up
she
is
want
'cause it was-
everybody else to be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was
River was
noon
up.
in Paris. I was like, hey, like what's up? Like, but no. So that was it.
That's funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
For me, my peak. What's my peak? Y'all.
Okay. Ooh, I'm excited.
I'm excited because I had quit my 9-to-5 job. Yes.
Period.
I'm
been gone too
free at
long.
last.
Not free at last.
Last week was
Thank God Almighty.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for
So
you.
that's definitely a peak. I feel like some, weight have been lifted off my shoulder.
But now the work really
Wait,
starts.
can we say this? Don't y'all go quitting y'all jobs because she did. She put in the work.
Okay.
Don't just be like, oh my
I did
God.
my time.
Yeah,
She been
did her
applied
time.
since school year started
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I feel really good, but it got so busy. So my pit is just the balance, not knowing, like transitioning into full time. It was
Still
just
trying to be
literally
productive and not sleep too much, 'cause that's what
not sleep too much.
happens. Yeah.
Exactly.
For real.
She do.
Okay.
Because I be well rested.
But I'm grateful. I'm ready.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Now I can't complain and be like, I have a job. That's why.
Yeah, you got no excuse.
I'm so happy.
No excuse.
When they gonna get it, y'all, well, I have a job, so.
I got the job. So yeah, it's over.
No excuses no more.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I guess I can go next. I'll start with my peak. I've been over here trying to think, like, what are my peaks and what are my pits? Like, what's going on? It's too much happening right now. I don't know if I said it before. I guess my peak would be just me being consistent in the gym. I'm living my best gym life right now. You can
I love that.
find me in the gym.
I love that.
I need to go with you.
Period. Come on down. Go to Burn Boot Camp. Shout out to them. My pit is I terminated the deal literally yesterday. Not really a pit though, because it just needed to be terminated.
go.
That flipper, like, it was
it's
a
a
duplex.
flipper.
It was
It's
a
a flipper.
duplex in
Oh,
Atlanta.
you
You know,
showing me.
duplexes are rare. So we was
We're
like, oh,
fighting for it.
my. But in those situations, sometimes you can't see the occupied unit until
Until
you're under contract.
contract.
And it's a reason you can't see the occupied
'Cause
unit
it's a
until you're under
mess.
contract. Oh.
It was
Sick.
bad.
It was the dirtiest house I ever been. I immediately
Oh my
left
God.
and took a shower. And then the house itself, like lead-based paint, it was terrible.
It's okay.
No,
a
my cleaning
lead-based
service-
paint?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
yeah,
It
you
was
had to
terrible.
terminate.
And then the agent tried to read me, but we're gonna get into that different. I said, thank you for your advice, but I know how to advise my client. We will be moving forward with the termination.
Yeah. Girl, go get some new paint. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
normal. It's not.
That.
Maybe like in
Really not.
1930. You
1930.
layered that paint on there. Go try it with somebody else.
Oh my
Yeah. Get somebody else to do
God.
it. Anyway, next.
That's deadly.
Yeah.
I want to get into it this lady so bad.
Ooh,
Please keep
I was
going.
like, you know what? Let me stop here. Professionalism.
Respectfully yours.
Right.
It's just
Best
one of those
regards.
agents who like,
Regards.
Best regards.
Dead.
Okay, go ahead, Ashley. Sorry.
I'll steal your peak because I've been in the gym consistently too. I recently started weightlifting.
Summer bodies is here,
It's been
baby.
a month.
Right.
We're ready for brunch.
Why you don't invite me and Nika to work out?
Come on down.
Summer has not. We still have time. Summer has not started.
This is how you know I'm committed. Y'all got like 4 days, but that's how you know I'm committed. I'm supposed to be in the gym right now, but I'm here recording for you guys. So that's my peak. My pit is at real estate. I feel like it's been whipping my butt, y'all. I'm so tired.
You got this.
every day.
Season.
Like,
We're going to talk about it today.
it's
Let it
always
out.
Literally.
something.
Let
Oh
it out.
yeah, it's the perfect episode. It's the perfect segue into
I think that is a perfect segue. So everybody knows that real estate is our life. Y'all see us here every Wednesday. It's a lot of work we always talk about. So today we're actually talking about how real estate has changed or impacted our lives. The good, the bad, the ugly, super ugly. And just kind of all in. I think a lot of people want to take that shift into being entrepreneurs, or a lot of people reach out about being real estate agents. So I think it's really important for us to share, the impacts it's had and the peaks and pits of real estate just in general in our lives. So do we start off with the good impacts or the bad impacts of real estate?
the peaks or the pits.
The peaks are high.
It's all good. Let's focus on the good.
Let's focus on the good part.
Okay.
But we got to keep it real too, because that's what we do.
We definitely keep it real. I think let's start off with the good things in terms of the impact. I would definitely start by saying real estate impacted my life probably because it gave me just like a different level of drive. I say it every day. I'm gonna say it for the millionth time. I'm from where, everybody?
Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. It's in me. It's on me. It's the reason I am the way I am. So I think transitioning into real estate, I already had drive to me. But when you have to work so hard for something that you can't really see the finish line, like you working 80 hours a week, but you don't see that check. It's not like it come every 2 weeks. You working and really don't know what's coming. It kind of just gave me the extra push that I need. And I think that transcended across my personal life. It just gave me a different level of motivation, push. I think it helped mold me into being just a better woman overall. So I think that's probably one of the biggest impacts real estate had on my personal life.
I could agree with that. And I think for me too, real estate has really helped me to realize there is no ceiling to what we do. It kind of has helped me to not set limitations to myself or for myself and realize literally anything is possible. Anything.
Yeah.
I like those two answers.
Yeah.
I want to segue. Okay, so it's the drive for me and also that, but I feel like real estate has really contributed to my character development as far as I have to be better for this to be better kind of thing. It's I have to continually grow discipline wise and time management wise, and also who I am as a person, how I respond to things, how I respond to stress. So how you respond to stress.
Last point.
We stress. Okay, and how we respond to it is very important because later on I feel like if you're in real estate, especially with the volume that we have, we deal with so many personalities and so many problems different ways. And at such a young age, I could feel oh my God, I'm mature enough to deal with this. And, it's this thing that, it molds you into this person. And sometimes I even see myself talking to my family, talking to my mom, and I'm like, hey, this is, I kind of see the boss come out this is how we should do things. And this is the way that you do. And I'm like, dang, I'm only 25. I love that. I really do appreciate real estate for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. When I think about real estate impacting my life, I think about it from both being an agent and then also being investor in real estate. So from an agent perspective, echoing everything y'all have said, time management, all the things, organization of, but I feel for me, I would say patience has been a big thing for me. I just don't feel I'm ever patient. I want it done now. I need to know now. What is it? So real estate is you kind of never know, even though time is of the essence of all times. It's kind of it's just always a waiting game, to get paid or to get a new client. It's just you just have to be right. You just kind of have to be patient in all that you do in real estate. But then I feel from an investor standpoint, again, I probably mentioned it before, just not being as educated as you need to be growing up, depending on where you're from, knowing the importance of purchasing homes and building generational wealth. I feel I didn't learn that until I became an agent. So I didn't learn the importance of buying homes and doing these things until I got my license. So I feel in that way too, is impacting my life to continue to grow and setting these, standards for my kids and my family and my future. So
yeah,
and the
when
good
she
thing
said
with
my
that,
kids, I'm like, I saw her being a mom.
because
Like,
I
I just saw but no, I was like when she said it right then and I was like,
no, not yet. But you know, when you
never
get
know.
here,
when you get here,
you're going to be safe.
And the good thing with that, like you said, like real estate kind of teaching you things or you learn things is that now we're able to teach that to our community or to our clients who also don't know these things. Most people like who look like us, we're not taught those things growing up.
Yes, I literally cannot wait until I get to that point of like me going back to my hometown, educating. Like it's less about buying designer. Like nobody cares because you know if you don't know, you buying designer. You buying real estate or you buying designer. You buying cars. That's true.
It's two opposite ends of the spectrum.
I mean, why not both? You can get both, but let's work to get there.
Let's get there.
Let's get there.
And I love what Nika talked about in terms of like characteristics and things like that. So I definitely want to ask you guys in terms of like specific characteristics. I know you mentioned patience. Like, what kind of character traits or like things do you think like you guys have been able to build on in your, you know, personal self, professional self, just through real estate? Like, what are those characteristic traits that you think have just strengthened?
I know mine.
Who first?
Go ahead.
I was going to say responsibility. Like, I feel like especially with me being so young and getting into real estate, like I had responsibility before, but not like this. And I'm not only just responsible for myself, but also we're dealing with our clients' money too. Like there's a lot of stuff that we're carrying on our shoulders. And real estate also, like you said, from an investor perspective, has really taught me kind of like how I need to set myself up, the goals that I want to set, things I want to do in the future. Because again, I'm one of those people, I'd rather just like spend my money on clothes or like food or whatever.
We know.
Okay.
I realize how important it is to actually save and, you know, build generational wealth and start saving for properties and all that stuff. So that's my biggest responsibility, I'll say, not just for myself, but for my clients. And it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot.
For me, the most important character I feel like real estate has instilled in me is persistence.
That's good.
And being goal oriented.
Period.
It's okay. Listen. Setting a goal and actually putting in action, I feel like that's where people, and I've seen it throughout my career where people that I've known, I'm interested in being a realtor or I'm interested in buying a house or things, and you see where they lack the difference between you having that thought and making it happen is taking the action to do something. And I feel like being that we do this every day, like we got to submit this at this time. Like you can't lack it. Like literally today, I wanted to take a nap for 2 hours. It can't be past 2 hours if I wanted this offer to be.
When do we get time for those?
You're okay.
What is that?
Everything has to be planned, and you have to take the action, or you can lose a big opportunity, which is, you know, the risk of paying your rent, the risk of your client getting their house, you know, all of those things. So I feel like being persistent and not getting no for an answer.
Period.
That's one thing for me too, is just like going forward and say, hey, I want this. I'm going to get it. I'm going to make it happen every single day of my career. It's kind of like a habit. It becomes you in a sense with everything else in your life.
I definitely have to piggyback off that. I think for me, the two characteristics that I think it gave me, one is being intentional. I think you have to be intentional with everything you do with being a real estate agent, because if you're not, like Nika said, you not being intentional about making a decision could be the reason you can't pay your mortgage this month. You not being intentional about getting up and attacking a day could be the reason why you can't buy Christmas presents because you messed up a clothes. Like, being intentional has to be at the forefront of everything you do, because it's not like you have a supervisor saying, Taisha, go do this. Ashley, check on that client. No, it's you saying, okay, so this is what I need to do to get to this. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But you're going to see the repercussions of that. This is not just to show up and get your check every 2 weeks. You have to show up and be intentional. And I think not only in real estate, but it taught me how to be intentional just in my everyday life. Like, if this is what I want to see outcome wise, these are the things I need to do. Like, I move with much more like intention. Everything I do is like purpose behind it now. And I think real estate taught me that. I think the other thing is, y'all know I'm just as sassy as I could be. And I think you can't really do that in this business. Like, it's been times where like agents, even clients have said some stuff to me, and I wanted to really go to Chicago and be like, all right, look, check this out real quick. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but it's not me, I promise you. But it's like, you can't do that. Like, I cannot react. And I remember when I was younger, my mom used to say, don't let your mouth write a check that your can't cash. And I used to be like, girl, I'm cashing everything over here. Like, do not play. But it's like now I realize like everything is not worth the response, and you have to learn how to respectfully submit it or say this or that. And for me, that's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I love a good combative situation.
That's good.
But you're not gonna get to the finish line like that. So I think it just really taught me to really take a step back and be like, you know what? You got it.
Yeah. I
you
completely agree with that.
I'm gonna get mine. And I think for me, that's like the biggest growth. Like, that took from me from being like Little River to like Big River. Because I could walk away.
Yeah.
And it's a test in that too. It's like testing your character, and sometimes like you meet those clients where they're gonna test you so you can see like what level of maturity, like what where the growth is. So that's really a good point.
And everything that we do now, it doesn't just affect us, it's our business. Like our faces, our brand, our business. So that makes perfect sense.
For me, I think my word would be like more vulnerable, more empathetic. Because I've always been just like, it's about business with me. Like, I've always been organized. I've always been like the things, but it's just like, it's business with me. Like, the feelings is kind of like, I don't, you know.
The Capricorn. It's the Capricorn.
Me. It's like, nah. But now, she being serious.
She be like, okay.
Yeah. But no, I've been working on it, like being empathetic, really like listening, and really like, you know, they say don't put your emotions and feelings into business, but I feel like sometimes you have to, especially when working with clients. Like, we would literally become their therapists. We're their friends. Like, you just telling me all this. Like, I have to be like vulnerable, like, oh my God, like, let me really like dive into this. Like, let me just like be even more open with myself too, like as a person. So it's kind of like, that's the biggest thing for me.
This is relationship building.
Relationship building.
Yeah. Our business is based on building relationships. So this is relationship building at its finest hour.
Yeah, for real.
That's like a really big thing. I think inherent in like the good things and all the positive changes, I do think there are some things, I'm not going to say negatively impacted our lives, but I would say like pressure points or pain points that come from this that affect our lives. So when I think about that, I think my biggest thing, you talked about this, is balance. Real estate definitely, like, if I was walking the straight and narrow, it like knocked me off the beam, and now I'm still like toggling, trying to get back here.
to where.
Like, I think that's probably the one thing in terms of how it has affected my life in a difficult way. I think you just lose balance. Like, you don't get the right to say, I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Like, you could, but you're going to miss out on a lot of good things that happen. You're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. Like, you get a lot of freedom, but you don't get the same type of freedoms. There's no such thing as a bank holiday or a
MLK.
Maternity leave.
MLK.
MLK, Juneteenth. Like, I was in Paris, like, wee.
Is it really
you don't get paternity leave, maternity leave. You don't get bereavement. Like,
you don't get insurance.
We really don't get none of that.
There are no benefits that really come with the job. Like, and that's difficult. Like, when you're used to having certain things and doing stuff, like, it just don't happen like that. Like, I literally just can't take off work and tell them, like, I'm out of office, I will get back to y'all in 7 days. Like, so much can happen in 7 days that can affect the rest of my year. I can't do it. And I would say that's probably like the one thing that I'm still like.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel balance is my biggest thing. Like, I feel like I'm like drunk and the police officer pulled me over and asked me to walk on the line, and I'm like, I literally cannot do it. I can't do it. Balance is a big thing. And I feel like real estate, and I think we all can agree, has like given us freedom in our lives, but with that freedom comes a lot.
That is it. With great
sacrifices, for sure.
Comes great responsibility. And no vacation.
Yeah.
Speaking of sacrifices, it's just kind of like, just like you're intentional with your goals and what you have to do with real estate. I feel like for real estate, for me, I have to be intentional to spend time with my family, be intentional to spend time with my friends. I'm telling you guys, I've lost a couple friends over real estate because certain people just don't get it, how busy you are, or like how, like, that's what I'm saying.
The girls that get it, but the ones that don't, they don't.
Like, and it's like, oh, why you didn't text me back? Or like, what? It's just like, yo, I'm busy. I'm sorry. My clients come first, and they don't get that. So it's just like, the sacrifices that you have to make to, because you can't go back. Like, we can't walk. Like, I just quit my job. I cannot go back. I have to keep moving forward.
Don't look back.
Don't look back.
Don't look down either.
Sacrifices have to be made. But I love you guys. I love you all.
Who are you talking
They know who I'm talking about.
Oh, the friends you got.
It's like, I love you guys.
She is
I mean, I love you guys, but it's just like balance.
We don't even talk to each other as often. Like,
The balance. Like, I've chosen real estate. I'm sorry.
I think that's one thing I love about this group. Like, if nobody get it, I know y'all do.
Yeah.
Like, I could literally follow the face of the earth for like 8 days, but like, if nobody understands, they be like, girl, I get it. Like, because we're all going through that same thing sometimes. So I love that.
Yeah.
Call Nika.
Call her. Check up on your realtor friends.
Yeah. Check up on your realtor friends for real. So, I mean, yeah, you just got to be intentional with spending time with your family, spending time with your loved ones, your girlfriend, boyfriend.
Getting your hair done.
Even like working out. Like, you have to be into like everything that we do. Like, my schedule.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
Like, getting your hair done is a privilege. Going to the gym, that's a privilege, girl. We don't need that type of time.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh my God, oh my God, y'all. I don't know if it's because like I'm like super optimistic or what, but I don't have a negative.
That's great.
Wow, that's great.
I don't have a negative. Like, I like being busy. Like, I like the rush. Like, I like having like to do this, having to do that. Like, do I hate that I got to do it on date night? I could send a quick email real quick. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't hate it. I don't have anything that say like, oh my God, this is like really negatively affecting me.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
I love it. I don't hate it
keep
either.
it there.
Yeah, I do be straight. That's my pain point. Like, that's where I struggle with real estate. I think it's like the balance, the having to do this and having to do that. But I think it comes with it. And I think the longer you in this game, you master it.
You master that part.
You figure out what works for you. Figure out what your schedule looks like. You figure out how to just make all these moving pieces work. And then once you have that,
I think that's good because I think a lot of people think that real estate is just like all glitz and glamour and everything's perfect, and it's really not. Like, on the back end, like you said, we struggle with managing our time or making time for our friends and family. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's stressful.
Somebody just told me like they met this girl who was like, yeah, I'm about to do real estate. Like, I'm cute. It's gonna be a piece of cake. And I was like, I urge you to tell that woman to call me so I can explain to her that it's not what
gonna happen.
Yeah. Like you said, people look and see like, oh, you a cute girl. People call you. No.
That's like in high school. No. Like, if you're a senior, you see the freshman walk in, they got that twinkle in their eyes. You're like, just wait till next semester. Wait.
It's literally that. It's your freshman year. Like, slow down. So yeah. But no, I think all in all, I think we can all really just say that real estate has its positive effects. And I think the things that you learn, I think the skill set in real estate is transferable across anything. If I decided not to do real estate tomorrow, I feel like there are so many other like professional avenues I can take.
And be successful.
Because I think this teaches you a skill set that is unique to anything else. There's no corporate job, in my opinion, that's going to teach you client relations, teach you business acumen, teach you just all these different things that we have to do to kind of make everything work. Like, we are educators. We are litigators, we are construction workers, therapists, counselors,
interior designers,
like decorators, customer service reps, like insurance claims, like we literally do everything. So I know that if we ever needed to do something else, I have no
definitely got it.
question.
My resume is long now,
and a skill set like a mug. You know, one of them little questionnaires, they be like, so what skills do you possess?
All of them.
Girl, all of the above.
I can do all of it.
And I think that's the good thing about it. So I don't know. If you're interested in doing real estate, I think about the pros, think about the cons, think about the sacrifice. But I think it's a lot of reward if you're willing to do the work.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Get to where we are.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the top. I love that. So I think that's a good place to stick a pin in it. Of course, if y'all want more details, subscribe to the page.
Yes.
So I think that's a good way to transition to our favorite segment of the day, which is the question of the day. With Realtor Bay, Miss Ashley LeRae.
Yes, that's me.
We need a t-shirt.
Okay. We need merch.
I'm going to get one that say Realtor Bay, Ashley LeRae.
That's insane. So if this is your first time tuning in, I know we have a lot of new subscribers on our channel. We have this segment called The Question of the Day, where we take questions from you guys, our audience, and feel free to submit your questions to us via Instagram at Real Talk Atlanta, or shoot us an email at realtalkatlpod@gmail.com. So today's question, it really kind of fit in with today's episode. Someone wanted to know what is something that real estate has afforded us the opportunity to do that we, wouldn't have been able to do before.
Good question.
They getting deep.
That's easy for me. I feel like save.
Yeah.
Because real estate, let me tell you, when you do get paid, it's great. And I feel like in my old 9 to 5, I feel like I could save, but not as much as I've been able to save.
It would take a lot longer.
Yeah. So a little bit more financial freedom for sure.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, and it's kind of super specific, but it allowed me to kind of step in and save my grandmother's house.
Oh, nice.
My grandmother lived in the same house my whole life. My whole family grew up there. I have like a big family. Like my grandma got 18 grandkids, just whatever.
Wow.
But my mom was going to have to sell it. And so my aunt was living there, and for a long time she had kind of wanted to buy it. I don't know what the situation exactly was, but I feel like if I wasn't an agent and I wasn't licensed in Chicago, I wouldn't have been able to kind of step in and facilitate that transaction between, helping my aunt get pre-approved, her and my mom, and their sisters. So working with your sister, I can only imagine it's probably hell. And that's my mama, so trust me, I know. I think just being able to like step in and facilitate that, because if she wouldn't have sold it to my aunt, it would have went to somebody, a stranger. Like, we grew up in the house, all my brothers and sisters, my cousins, like that's, it's grandma's house. Like, we be at Granny house. And I think it's a very important piece. So just to know, like, my aunt now owns a home. Anytime we go over there for Thanksgiving, it still feel like, our family home.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love my grandma's house, so it's
I love
still in the family.
I think I have something just similar to yours, is just being able to purchase my mom's home for her. Because the backstory of that is just my mom has been like in 2 marriages, and her thing was investing a lot in those homes, and she lost both homes where she wasn't having, she didn't have something to call hers, like something that wasn't going to get ripped away from her. And because of real estate, I was able to do that for her and just have a family home like you guys have.
That's amazing. That's a blessing.
So that is a blessing. Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. So whenever I need to go back and think of something to keep me going, it's definitely
sure. I can see that.
Yeah, that's great. Mine's the same as Taisha's as far as like saving, and of course just being able to like maintain my lifestyle. It's the biggest thing.
Because to Nobu.
Nobu, you are watching this. No. This is Nobu Ashley. This is
like I be spending like Bill Gates or something.
You do.
We see my face.
Bill Gates' daughter.
Baby Bill. Little Bill. I'm gonna start calling her Little Bill.
Not Little Bill.
I'm changing your name to
Little Bill.
So funny.
Little Bill, and with the bald head emoji.
Well, we're gonna have our segment of the day, question of the day with Baby Bill moving forward.
I hate it here.
That's so funny.
I think that's really, really great. As usual, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. If you have not, you need to subscribe. Send this podcast to your mama, your sister, your cousin,
your
whoever.
auntie,
grandma's house.
Grandma's house. Send it to everybody, y'all. Real Talk Atlanta. We got some good things coming. Y'all stay tuned. Thank y'all for supporting, tuning in. We will catch y'all on the next episode of Real Talk Atlanta. Shout out to Beyonce. Good night.